I felt the government could have tackled one by one. But I feel blaming one community squarely, no, that has really affected. It's a purely ethnic conflict, it looks. But there are elements of religious intolerance, religious conflict also is there. So there is a still uncertain elements of sporadic attacks, violence in the peripheries. See that the solution is to be brought, initiated and brought about by the government.
Which they are not doing?
Right now, we don't see that is, and the hatred is so deep, it will not be easily healed.
Joining us, Imphal Archbishop Dominic Lumon to speak about the unrest in Manipur. So though the life in valley has to an extent come to normal, but still the hills haven't yet, the schools are not open. So how do you think the situation is now?
In the first place, the unrest is between the majority community and minority community of Kuki Zo group. So life is almost normal in the valley among the majority Meitei community, and also in other parts of Manipur. But still, schools are not open officially in the Kuki Zo community. So there is a still uncertain elements of sporadic attacks, violence in the peripheries. So it is more than 100 days and still the normalcy has not returned in the state as a whole.
So initially it has been coined as an ethnic fight, like a fight between two ethnic groups. So though there are many other factors are have played a part of in this issue. So do you think that religion is a factor in this problem?
So it is basically it is a majority community versus minority Meitei, Kuki, Zo ethnic clash. Naturally, in the meantime, in the conflict itself, whatever belongs to Meitei community, Kukis might have destroyed. Whatever belonged to the Kuki-Chan group, again, Meitei might have destroyed. So in the first place, when we look, it doesn't appear. It's a purely ethnic conflict, it looks. But there are elements of religious intolerance, religious conflict also is there. So when recalling to early days, in 1962 to 64, 65, there was Kuki Naga conflict. Both belong to Christian groups. In that fight, they will burn houses and things all that. But church was largely left by Kukis, by Manchus. In this case, everything is destroyed. Now, today's paper also claims that so many temples have been destroyed. So ethnic, in the first place, it is ethnic conflict, yes. But we do see religious elements. Why I say this? Because why among the majority community, churches belonging to majority community, some in different parts of Manipur, especially in the valley, is destroyed. By whom? We don't. So then we, the Catholic Church, do not belong to any particular group. Our churches, especially two main churches here in the town, are destroyed. It is not belonging to Kuki Mizo group at all. But it is destroyed. If this has been planned, definitely it doesn't take place overnight. Just anger and just come and destroy it. It has been planned. So in that, why they have targeted our churches, which doesn't belong to Kuki Naga. So that raises a big question that there is a religious element also trying to play religious, ethnic conflict, but religious elements trying to play religious line in the guise of ethnic cleansing.
So, what would be the laws of Catholic Church? Like when you take this burning of churches or whether it is organizations, what will be the laws?
So, I would the laws is great. We don't count. I am not making estimate of all the churches in Manipur among the Kuki-Zo group. That is to them. What pertains to us, to the Catholic Church alone, we have lost big churches and small churches. Altogether, around 16 churches, Catholic Church has suffered. And if we start counting the main structures, institutions, assets, property, documents lost, it's a huge. So, in terms of pricing, in terms of value, definitely 45 to 50 crores easily. Yeah. That is a big loss. And these assets are built up for the past 40, 50 years onward. No, values are properties added. So it's a huge loss for us.
Was there any support from the government when all this much happened to the community?
During the conflict, government itself is we see no action done to relief camps also, and there is no assurance of compensation to the damages, or nothing of the sort is indicated nor given.
In March, 3 churches were demolished by government, right?
Yeah.
So that incident is connected to this large violence?
So that in the larger plan maybe, but that was destroyed because churches were being built on the provisionary patta. So the government had evicted, including our church. We have paid money and it is under patta, but ours is a small portion in the larger colony. So when they destroyed the larger colony, ours also was included in that destruction, but only one church.
So when we go into the ground, what we see is that extreme hatred. Everyone they hate the other community. So extreme hatred, and everyone has got many, like lot of arms are in the hands of civilians. So what is the solution for this according to you?
So solution is, first of all, we don't have ready-made answer. Solution, we see that the solution is to be initiated and brought about by the government. That is our what did we see? And only government is able to bring about.
which they are not doing.
Right now, we don't see that is, and the hatred is so deep, it will not be easily healed. The hurts are so terrible because overnight, in just 24, 36 hours, ethnic cleanse has been almost complete. And people have to be ferried to the safer places by through security arrangements. So loss, buildings are lost, property is lost, only life is saved, running out, only that. So these type of things to take place has caused tremendous what you call distrust, hatred among the people, both sides, because both sides suffer. Where Meitei community is in minority, they suffer. Here in the majority area, community area, Kukijo people were driven out. There they suffer. So suffering is both sides equally. Number wise, we don't say, we can't make estimates, but definitely there are tremendous fear, and then first of all fear. In fear they fled, leaving everything they own. Then so their house razed to the ground. So this has got both the physical loss, emotional this what a distrust, dislike, hatred, anger, that is there, and this will not easily come down.
There are many other factors being also alleged with the violence erupted here, arms deal, insurgent groups, involvement of insurgent groups, and drugs. So, how do you think all these factors contributed to this?
Yeah, the cause of these particular things are many. First of all, land issues, then drug, all these things. But I felt the government could have tackled one by one. But I feel blaming one community squarely, no, that has really affected the magnitude of violence which has erupted, continues to, though at the moment little abated. This thing would not have happened, I believe, if government were to say, okay, one by one issues are tackled. No, that is the thing. About migration, for example, for the central government's effort, this is the issue, fence it off. That will control migration as well as narco terrorism. So anyway, issues, many issues that has contributed to the unrest of this unrest and conflict in Manipur. And I only want to say that issues are there, issues were there. All these elements, their element of truth is there. Elements of truth. But the government could have tackled one by one, would have been, I think, this magnitude would not have come. There is nothing in democratic setup, nothing like a dialogue, discussion, which is the only way to bring understanding and solution to any problem.